Welcome back to Torment. Let's go into the outside world. I'm assuming this leads to the outside world.
All right.
The indigo tide represents
I
justice.
need to talk to you.
Now, German, you want to talk to me?
This is the reef of fallen worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't, he growls. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. What makes the reef so dangerous? The Numenera of the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too, some closer than others. I hate to think what Kalistej might do to him if I weren't here. What are the Numenera? You want me to tell you? He laughs without mirth. The Numenera are all around you, everything left over from the prior worlds. Saga's Cliffs thrives by trading artifacts from ancient civilizations. Hells, you can't scoop a handful of earth without finding drip from prior worlds mixed with it. Numenera is anything from the prior worlds, but mostly we mean the stuff of value to us. A lot of the Numenera are just oddities, fancy trinkets with little real use. But sometimes you'll get a cipher that lets you do something incredible. Artifacts are worth even more. A cipher will only do something once, but artifacts last a lot longer, though they can burn out at the most inconvenient times, friends. Not that it's ever happened to me. Of course, we've got no idea what most of this junk was originally intended for. In most cases, it doesn't really matter. Like, you might find what used to be a propulsion unit for a star chariot, but who the hell knows enough to build you the rest of it? Better to use it as a weapon or a power source. He scowls, frustrated about something. I bet we could remake the world if we knew a tenth of the secrets of the ancients. Most days, it's a challenge just to survive. So what's your story, Alger? Ask me again when we get out of here. I don't trust this damn reef any more than the company. Yeah, I'll talk to him deeper when we get out of here. So now, maybe I should use that item that I had that could let me regain intellect, because I might need it for different, skill checks or whatever. Or if we get into a crisis and I have to get into combat. Hopefully not, though. So I have that one cipher, which is basically a grenade. Here's 3 points of intellect. Yeah, let's do it. So, wait, did I use it? Oh, I gotta use it. Oh, I gotta choose who I'm gonna use it on. use it on myself. Sweet.
Allow me.
Let's go.
Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously around each other, giggling like children being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet, burning leaves. Touch a cone as it passes. 100%. Nice. It's because of my skill. You manage to graze one of them with the tip of your finger. Roar, voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it is not the one you recognize. It's black and a pearl white sky. Thick, flat asteroids orbit it like petals in the wind. You feel questing tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Your vision returns. The cones hang motionless for a second before resuming their giggling dance. So was that a vision from a different planet? Are these like a viewing machine? Not like a telescope, but maybe they're attached. There are other cones somewhere else. I don't know. Watch them for patterns. The longer you stare at these artifacts, the more you're convinced that they turn faster when their spiraling paths cross each other. Their edges seem to trace faint glowing lines that twine around each other, resembling a rope fastened to some invisible point beyond this time and place. What are you? The cones continue whirling and laughing like enraptured dancers, giving no sign that they've heard you. What are you for? The cones greet your question with a split second of hushed silence, following by delighted peals of helpless giggling. They aren't for anything. They're from one of the worlds before this one. Alger rubs a hand along his stuffed jaw. Sometimes the Numenera will do something useful. Sometimes they'll turn you inside out. And sometimes they don't do a damn thing that makes sense. It's often said the same thing about you, darling, Callistege murmurs.
Fine. I'm ready.
A matte black obelisk floats in midair above the water. It has sharp, curved sides that converge to a glowing tip that brightens or dims with the passing of the bay's faint breezes. You raise your hand toward the obelisk. Dull green light wells from within the black stone, fixed on you like a furious eye. I knew someone who did that, what you're about to, Alger says casually. Eon Priest. A beam came out of the top of that thing and ripped his face off. Made a fancy nightlight out of his crystal necklace, though. But hey, I'm sure you know what you're doing. Oh, hush. At least that poor priest died in service of his curiosity rather than stumbling about the coast complaining and feeling sorry for himself. Go ahead if you must, she tells you, ignoring Alger's glare. Do be careful. Alright, I'll take his warning.
I'm ready.
In an instant.
I mean, death and failure are not the end of this game, but let's not be hasty. What is that? A long cable extends from this spout, but at the point where it dips below the water, it's been snapped in half. Although this cube hovers in the air, you can feel the ground shudder with its vibrations.
All right.
cable connects the spout to the collection device. The nozzle looks like it may have been attached to another machine at one time. I could have walked this way too. What's over there? I wanna...
It's a plan. I'm ready.
Looks like a doorway. This metal door is thick, heavy, and unmarked by time. Double rows of circular bumps run horizontally and vertically across its surface. It is firmly sealed. The metal surface is infused with minuscule threads that are barely visible to the human eye. They only run in straight lines and right angles, and they seem to converge at the circular bumps. Upon closer inspection, you notice that each of the bumps is unique. Some have flat faces, others are actually many-sided polygons, and a few are marked by tiny apertures. Unfortunately, you don't see anything that resembles a knob, keyhole, or access device. You try touching both the flat plane of the door and the small bumps, but nothing happens. You knock lightly at first, then harder. The door makes no sound at all, nor does it shudder or yield. There's no one home, dear. Hasn't been for thousands of years. She peers at the door. One of my colleagues at the Order claimed that she got inside, but I don't believe her.
Done. Yes. Sure.
Uh-oh. We have an encounter. As you step onto what looks like the back of the enormous construct, 4 strangers approach you. The lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on gray gloves embedded with pulsing lights. He's about to say something to you when you notice Callister. Oh, great. Sounds like it got hail coming down outside. Hardcore thunderstorm. Well, hopefully it doesn't knock the power out. He's the star, or he came out of it. But what does Cal have to do with this? Cal, I thought you'd sworn off trawling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down both you and Allergen. Odds and ends, Qorro. Nothing that will interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she has gone quite still. What is he doing here? He has something up his sleeve. I know it. Yeah, I'm gonna let those two talk for a little bit. His hand curls into a fist at his side. I was wondering, specifically, if you had seen a falling star that landed near here not long ago. I've seen nothing of the sort, dear Qorro. Her lips close thinly. What about your friends? He turns to you. I know most of the draft that scavenges the reef these days. It's a rare pleasure to see a new face. I don't think I have really deception skill. Well, my persuasion skills more. Well, I could probably just. I don't want to deceive him just yet. What are those gloves for? Unwelcome but anticipated complications. He does not elaborate. He does so love his ambushes. Calistash whispers in your ear, even though her mouth is closed and she isn't looking at you. He didn't have the gloves when I knew him last, but I'd wagered they're connected to devices in the area. So, Qorro is apparently unaware of Calistash's interruption. The star. Have you seen it? I'll be honest with you. I saw the star, but don't know where it landed. Oh shit. Get up to 60%. What if I use her? Same. Oh, he can go all the way up to 80%. It'll drain his intelligence a lot, but I think this is useful. Qorro studies you for a long moment before sighing. Alright, he says. Well, do let us know if you spot anything of interest. I'd like to say we'd pay for the privilege, but if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here, would we? If he's not telling the truth, then he's a fantastic liar. Guess I was wrong. Oh, I am a fantastic liar, or at least Allergen is. Sweet, didn't have to get into fisticuffs. Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figured out why they were here, right? I knew I couldn't trust Calistash. This is the last time you make that mistake. They saw me fall from the sky and came to investigate. Oh, sure. And they just had that ambush ready to go at the same time as we're leaving. No, kid. Calistash sold us out. Excuse me? Are you suggesting I had something to do with Qorro's plans? I cannot abide this rabid paranoia a moment longer. Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us as we return from the greatest find the Reef has seen in years. It's too convenient for me. Too convenient by far. Of all the idiotic, paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You really believe I'd use a half-wit like Qorro to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? You see, kid, she'll stab you in the back, first chance she gets, most likely in your sleep. He throws up a hand, forestalling Calistash's retort. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore, and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we travel together. I've got enough to worry about having to watch my back 28 hours a day. He turns to you. You coming, kid? Or what? Allergen, I really don't think she was trying to betray us. He snorts bitter laughter. I do. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths, not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch. Mark my words. You are insufferable to the end, Allergen. Looking for the worst in a situation is the only way you know to see. Do you know how long I've carried your pain for you? How much I've had to turn away from your judgmental stares? But you're right, I've had enough. She turns to you. Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Finally, something we agree on, growls Kid. She'll chop off your head and split you down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go and let you sleep at night to boot. It's up to you. Why can't I travel with both of you? Can't you just work it out? She bursts out laughing. My dear boy, we have been working it out. Allergen's petulance, his obstinacy in the face of fact, drive me away every day. He might be strong, but he's also thick. I dare you to try traveling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I'll wager. His face darkens under her accusations, but he manages a pained smile. As if you're doing me a favor by staying with me. Do you think I don't see your true self in all those echoes around you? That's you, Calistage, every facet of it. Your vivisectionist's heart hasn't changed, just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but... Well, I can't make them stay. I have to travel with one of them or none. Honestly, I'm more worried about his paranoia than anything. I'll travel with Calistage for now. Hopefully I can meet him later and maybe get him back in my group. Right. Well, if you want me, and she doesn't sell you for parts, you can find me in the underbelly. But not with her, mind you. She'll sell you for parts first chance she... Forget it. It's his choice. Not my problem. I'll let you know what you missed, Algern. I'm sure you won't be. Missed, that is. Yeah, I got that, Calistage. She links her arms possessively into yours. Let's go, child. We have a world to conquer. I don't know about conquer. I kind of just want to, you know, find out about myself and see what's going on. And escape the sorrow, most of all. Now that you've dealt with Qorro and his goons, you can continue on to the city of Sagas Cliffs. To reach the city, cross the bridge at the north end of the platform. Cobalt petals fold over a short metal stem. Calcified minerals holds the ancient weapon closed.
In this world, then.
Ready.
That looks like another one of those metal arms that was inside the dome. Not exactly like it, but similar. A spherical head hangs loosely from this stanchion. A single metal fiber holds it in place.
Ready.
A sickly green crust scabs over numerous cracks and divots in this tunnel.
Naturally.
Ooh, that one I can interact with. Just from a pure party standpoint, having Algern might have been better because I'm almost certainly a nano like me, so we're basically having a 2-mage party instead of a 1 mage and 1 jack, or he's either a jack or a glaive. I think he was a jack.
Yes.
But no matter. A lambent green fluid drips from the end of the device's nozzle and hisses angrily on the metal surface beneath. I'm not going to make my choices based on party composition for combat. For one, I'm going to be trying to avoid combat and talk my way or deceive my way or sneak my way out of situations as much as possible anyway. And two, I'd rather roleplay and have a less than ideal party, but be role-playing the game how I want to be role-playing it, how I perceive my character to be, rather than have a better party but be making choices based on stats or whatever, rather than how I react. Without any antagonists to aim it toward, the device doesn't serve any obvious purpose. Oh, I bet I could have used this during the crisis if we actually did get into a scuffle to shoot at one of the ambushers. Is this a head? Is that a hand or a... Interesting. Anything else I could look at or interact before I leave? The strange lines and rippling forms of the sunken buildings are dramatically different from the architecture above the waterline. This device is collecting black goo from somewhere underneath and pumping it to the nearby spout. A yawning intake marks the front of a long-dead construct. Inside, the metal is pitted black and ancient. Was this a vessel of some kind? Like a plane or... Well, not a spaceship. A spaceship wouldn't have an intake. There's nothing to intake in space. But like an airship of some kind.
Yes.
We seek the Order of Truth, so we must first reach Government Square. The easiest way is via the staircase by the old clock. Okay. There's a whole new area to explore here. Alright, let's leave off here. And next time we'll go explore Sagas Cliffs proper.